Broadcasting live from Buffalo State College, here is The Blitz on 91.3 FM.
Welcome to The Blitz on 91.3 FM, WBNY Buffalo, Buffalo's original alternative since 1982, brought to you by the Buffalo State Student Activity Fee. My name is Dan Dale, also known as Double D, joined today by Frank the Tank Lopez.
Let's go.
He had to spend 30 seconds figuring out what he had to say first. And also joining the show, Chris Giacobello. This is what, our third show together? That is just
in a row.
Third show in a row. You know, Chris, if you didn't show up every time, it would just be the Dan and Frank show.
Are you saying something, Dan?
No, I'm just saying. No, there was a very popular two-man show last year, if I do say so myself.
Quite popular
beyond the listeners.
Well,
the Tan and Dan show.
I love talking to you guys, so
that's good.
I love to join in whenever I can.
It's all love.
All love, baby.
You're okay.
I don't care.
I know.
You're okay.
I'm all right, I guess.
We'll take ya, you know. So I really wanted to start off the show today just because of the last 24 hours in the world of the Buffalo Sabres. Not even the football world. I'm avoiding it for this first segment, and I want callers on this topic. That's how much this is a difference for this Buffalo Sabres team. And the main thing I want to talk about right now is Patrick Kane worth it for the Sabres? Because there's been more and more talk that he is going to make his decision within the next week or two. And the Sabres have put out a multi-year deal for about $3 or $4 million, roughly. That's what the numbers have been estimated at. 2-year deal to be on the Sabres. I really want thoughts if it's good or is it a bad thing? Is it a horrendous deal to make with all the young guys and what the Sabres were moving forward as a young man team? Or is it a great signing where Kane is going to teach our young guys, like, hey, this is how you can do this better and do this, and kind of coach them throughout the last couple of years? If you want to call in and give your perspective on Patrick Kane maybe coming to the Sabres, you can call in at 716-878-5104. 716-878-5104. So I want to get general thoughts on Patrick Kane. We all saw Kane last year with the Blackhawks, then getting traded to the Rangers, and then being bounced in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Then after the season, he goes to take this hip surgery, and even though he's been out, he's also been a free agent, so it's not like he's on a team. That's why he can sign with the Sabres. But we've seen players who have gotten the surgery very recently, and Nicholas Backstrom take a back seat and say, I'm not going to probably be back for the entire year, when he just got the same surgery Kane got a year ago.
Yeah.
So is it a good or a bad thing? Frank, what are your thoughts?
So obviously I've also been having my eye on the Patrick Kane talks because one of the other teams interested in Patrick Kane are the Florida Panthers, if you don't know.
I do not know.
It's news to me.
Panthers have also been, we've been talking, Matthew Tkachuk has talked about it, but besides the point, I was talking about the Sabres. Do it. He's a Buffalo guy. And have him in that. Yes, I know we're going forward with the youngins. You want to have them, on average, they are the youngest team in the NHL, which is good for them. But something that I feel like Don Granato has done an awful job at is discipline. And it's hurting them. Their penalty minutes have not been great. And I think Patrick Kane can not only help with that, but also like little niches in there and be able to refine those, especially with a Tage Thompson, especially with guys like that level that could be future Hall of Famers and have that potential and that ceiling. I think Patrick Kane in there not only helping them win games, but also helping refine these young players. If that's something he wants to do, and wants to do, like a Ryan Tannehill is like, I'm not going to help this kid. But if that's something that he's interested in, I think you have to make the call and make the shot and bring Patrick Kane in.
Chris?
I see a win-win situation here. I mean, from Buffalo, he's unrestricted. He's not playing right now. For him to come back to finish off his career, I say why not? He's got the experience. He has. Does he have 2 cups?
He has 2 Stanley Cups.
So he has 2 cups. He has the experience. He could, potentially give that little oomph to an offense that's currently non-existent. To me, in my eyes, I just see it as a potential win-win on both sides. I say, why not, Sabres? Go for it.
And it's also, he was doing pretty good with the Rangers.
Yeah.
Before they got bounced in the first round. Like, he obviously wasn't, like, the star on the team when you have Breadman, Artemi Panarin on that team. But he was still, for being a role player that he needed to be on that team, he was doing, I think, an excellent job, especially at his age. I think Patrick Kane still has... He doesn't have to prove anything to anyone.
Yeah, he's got his
But
cups.
I think he wants to prove to himself that he could still be an elite player, but also find a role in a team that he doesn't have to put that full 100% in. So I think with the Sabres, and the offense that we know they can be, he can absolutely fit right in.
Shockingly, I don't want him. It's not that I don't like Patrick Kane and I don't like what he can bring to the table. It's not that. It's more we're handcuffing ourselves to another old man who may or may not work out. Taylor Hall.
I just want to say that Eric Brick is still in your system.
Yeah, he is. Until he becomes an Edmonton Oiler.
I was going to say
in the next 2 weeks.
When do we send him to Edmonton?
Yeah, exactly. He's going to Edmonton. I've already seen the memes. Comrie, you are an Oiler.
You
are an Oiler. But I think this hurts the team in too many ways. I mean, he's already unpopular with the public because of what he did in Buffalo a long time ago.
Yeah.
And of course, people hold grudges in Buffalo. Jack Eichel.
That little rat.
Yeah, that little rat. I love going through the X-Files.
Oh, no.
And seeing people, tweet about Patrick Kane. And one guy says, guy named Mike, straight up just Mike.
Shout out, Mike.
Shout out, Mike. He says, Buffalo City cabs have been basically phased out by Uber and Lyft. This is the perfect opportunity for the Sabres to sign Patrick Kane. I mean...
Whoa.
Uber and Lyft. Not just Uber.
And Lyft.
Lyft.
He just adds the Lyft at the end. But this team has just been... they just... I don't know. They don't have passion right now.
That's what I think a Patrick Kane would help with that, though.
I think it would, but you're also, if the reports are true and there is a 2 to 3 year deal on the table, do you really want to have him for 35, 36, 37?
That's what I think a 2-year deal would be the best. I think 3 years is too long.
Right.
I think a 2-year deal is probably the most that you're going to get out of Patrick Kane. But you're sitting second to last, right? Because it's
we're second to last.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's a team that has had so much promise, but has failed to deliver yet this season. We're still kind of early in the season, but we're starting to hit closer to December now. And if this team doesn't turn it around, there's going to be some eyes on Granato's little butt.
Yep.
And being like, what happened? Like last year, it was like, yes, they were being bullied on the boards, but they were still competing. They were still in every game.
They still scored.
Yes, and it's done a complete 180 from last season, especially towards the last half of the season when it was like the Sabres are starting to make a push to start going, and And it's not a 180 in the way the season started, where it kind of got slow when you lost those early games to where you needed them late in the season. But at least those games, they looked physical. They looked like a team that, like, if it did get down to the wire, this Sabres team could produce. This has been a very different Sabres team, where defensively still nothing has changed. Offensively, they have been lackluster. So I think to bring in a Patrick Kane, forget about the media, forget about all of that. Having Patrick Kane in a locker room, I think is great.
I mean, on X, there has been a first report that Kane will sign with the Sabres.
Oh, like...
There is set to happen sometime this week.
I mean...
To be announced. 2-year deal and $3.5 to $4 million per season. That is at least...
That's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
It's not, but I just feel like you're hindering... I mean, I think the Sabres right now just don't know what's working. Yeah. And you're already 15 games in, and you can't spend too much longer.
Lines are mismatching. Like, it's been...
Right. And I understand a lot of people are using the injury, excuse right now with Cousins being out some, Tuck being out
Jack
some.
Quinn's not being back until December.
Because somebody said that Chris looks like Alex Tuck.
He does!
Someone did say that.
We could put Chris right in there.
He's got a majestic beard.
Just give me some skates, a stick, some pads. We're set.
Frank can teach you how to skate if you don't know how to skate.
I haven't skated in such a long time.
Looks like you're running into the boards.
Fun fact, I have 2 pairs of skates. I have player skates and goalie skates.
Oh.
What? When are we hitting the ice, boys? It's the perfect time.
When we going? We going to play pond hockey?
Oh.
I'm scared to, like...
I have a Coho stick somewhere in my house.
I'm, like, really scared to skate on a pond. Because, like, what if you're just skating,
what if you
and
just
then all of a sudden it's just... Boop.
Yeah.
It's just like, what do you do?
If we ever do a blitz hockey game, real life hockey game, it will be on an ice rink that does not have the risk of you falling through.
Sick, so Evan's going to kill us.
I don't want to be skating and then just all of a sudden...
We could put Evan in goal.
Yeah, we're putting... Evan, if you're listening, you have no opportunity to score. You're staying in goal.
What, we can have, me and Evan in goal. Or we can do, 2-on-2 and then switch?
Oh, God. I'll be in goal. I'm that crazy.
I'll be in goal. I'm crazy.
I don't mind getting hit in the face.
Neither do I.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I used to play soccer, and I was the goalie all the time.
I sucked at goalie. I was too small. Every time we would just hang out at lunch and we'd do World Cup. I mean, what else?
I love that game.
Of course, I was Brazil, because I'm that guy.
Right, yeah.
I'm the worst. It was Neymar time. Leave me alone. And I go and goal when it was my turn after I scored, and I'm just like, all right, looks like everyone's going in because I don't know what I'm doing.
No, straight up, I was crazy enough in soccer while playing in net that if there was ever a breakaway, and this is something that my dad taught me when, I was like, not to toot my own horn, but I was really good in net.
Toot, toot.
Toot, toot. But my dad taught me if there's ever a breakaway, you just gotta wait for the perfect moment and just start running at them.
I was gonna say rush.
And
rush.
then just dive down and hope that they either miss or they hit the post. And one of the most famous times, because I played on a travel team in Lancaster, and we made it was like a whole tournament, and we made it to the finals, and I was in net, and just this one kid broke through, and this is always me and my dad's favorite story. My dad didn't even have to yell, go. He thought go, and I went. Like, we just had the perfect link that we did not know we had. I run at the guy gets worried. He shoots, great shot, but I get a little tip on it, like on my hand, but it still goes past me.
Yeah.
Because, it's like that extra filling on the glove.
Yeah, those back.
Because,
spines.
I'm like 12, 13, so my hand's not filling up the glove at this point. And it just, I like to think it was enough to make it hit the post and go out. And I was just like, I'm done.
Do we have prime?
It was so funny.
is it.
Right as we all saw it go out, because we're all watching it just go to the net, because you're at that moment where nobody's there. You know, it's whatever happens. You're just looking at it. And right as we all see it go out of bounds, we all together go,
Just a synchronized
just
sigh.
synchronized sigh of like, thank you.
I can't believe we have prime Joe Hart from Man City just sitting in studio. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, the only reason we actually went to penalties, and the only reason was because on a corner, we were up 1-0, own goal, guy gets behind my back while I'm calling it, and straight up, I jump for it. His head goes straight into my back. I can't grab it. They shoot, they score.
Selfish. Whoever that guy is, selfish.
No, trust me. His
Cost
dad was
the
the
game.
assistant coach. They pulled him off, and he got yelled at.
Good for the coach.
Yelled at the
Good.
whole time, except for the rest of the game,
Good.
if I remember correctly. Like, he's like, what are you doing? He's calling for it. You know that.
If goalie
You
calls for
don't
it-
get in his way.
Don't jump.
No.
What are you doing?
No. That was still one. I sucked at penalties, though. But I feel like every goalie can just suck at penalties.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so... It's not
50-50.
unfair, but it's just so...
It's a guessing game.
It is.
You
It
gotta look
really
at the
is
hips.
just like you gotta read the hips, you gotta read the hands. You just gotta like figure out what they do. But I mean, besides that, I mean, we're going back to Patrick Kane. You guys continue. I'll gotta take this call.
I mean, I kind of hope the Sabres report isn't true because if anything. Oh no! Hold on, my volume's down.
Rawr.
Patrick Kane in a Florida Panthers uniform on a line. Because right now we are second in the Atlantic without Ekblad, Montour. Bennett just came back. But he's still going to be day-to-day because, we got to monitor his ankle.
Mm-hmm.
Kane on a line with anyone on that team would be beautiful. It would be pure magic. But Patrick Kane on a Sabres makes more sense on a logistical thing.
Oh yeah,
Agreed.
I've already seen people trying to convince Kevin Adams on X, saying, "Trade back for Reinhart, bring him home."
I just posted my Instagram story. He's NHL's first star of the week.
He is.
He is having
I
a
saw that.
career year. And if we do not pay, because we got Barkov for the next 5 years, I have Kachuk till 2029.
You need Sam Reinhart till 2030.
I need Sam Reinhart for the next 30 years of my life. Because this is a team poised to win now. Like I just said, we still don't have Ekblad. We still don't have Montour. Bennett's still day-to-day, but he's coming. He's back. He played yesterday against the Blackhawks. By the way, beautiful game. Wonderful game. It was a lot. Connor Bedard was, it's Connor Bedard. You see Kulikov's hit on Bedard into the boards?
Yes.
Oh, my God. And there was like, look at Kachuk checking him. And I'm like, of course he's not going to attack anyone older than him. All he does is get attacked for no reason. At all. Oh, he's a jerk. He doesn't belong in the NHL. Blech. Sorry, Matthew.
That's kind of like Jeff Skinner. In a
Yeah,
way.
it's annoying. All I have to see on X is Kachuk's not good. All he does is attack people. Sorry you don't have Matthew Kachuk and he led you to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Right.
Yes, we didn't win. I know that. But I had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, we're second now in the Atlantic. We still have a game back from everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're just riding this. We're high right now. We are, and from 2020 to now, we have the second most home wins behind the Bruins by 1. And I'm just, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling good. And just the Patrick Kane news gets me gets me tingly. Because growing up, I didn't watch, a lot of hockey. But when I really did start was around, my first hockey game was NHL 13.
Wasn't Kane on the cover of that one?
Yeah, because that's when the Blackhawks' reign of terror started, or really took form. So of course I knew Jonathan Toews. Of course I knew Patrick Kane. So I'm like, I hate those guys. And then NHL 14 came out, greatest hockey game of all time. And it's just, since then I'm just like, Patrick Kane's a guy. And obviously stuff comes out about him, but we don't talk about that. We could just dust that under the rug. But I'm on the Patrick Kane of the Sabres train. I think it'll be, for what the season has been, you need something. You need a jump. The car's dead, battery shot. You need someone to come in, get the cables out, boost it up. And I think if anyone has that potential to do that, I think Patrick Kane could do that.
Yeah, and while we were talking about, me being goalie and us having a, on ice IRL hockey game, Fred from Kenmore called in, and he wanted to tell us a funny goalie story. How are you, Fred?
Oh, not bad. How about you?
We're doing great. So what's the story here?
Well, this is regressing from serious hockey talk that you guys had stumbled into again, but there was a kiddie pool behind our high school that was about 2.5 feet tall, the whole thing front, left to right, front to back. And we would skip class and go out and play pool hockey with a tennis ball, just kicking it. So it was almost a combination of soccer and hockey, and we would draw goals with a magic marker that we would appropriate from school on the ends of the two ends of this, and then somebody would have to play goalie, and it would get slippery, and then the falls were comical because if it was snowy out or whatever, it would get slippery. So a kid volunteered to play goalie all the time because he was kind of roundish in shape, and he looked like the kid that did the truffle shuffle, or the kid that pointed in Sandlot for the home run trying to be the babe. He looked like that kid a little bit. So his technique of goalie was to lay horizontally on his side. A lot of times he would drop down and just lay there, and the ball, so you'd have to kick a tennis ball kind of with a little bit of lift to it to get it over him. Mm-hmm. So one time somebody wound up for a shot, and the ball disappeared, and everyone was looking left and right and thinking it went out of the pool, and the game stopped, and all of a sudden we realized where the ball went. So if you ever had a question of whether a tennis ball would actually fit inside someone's mouth, the ball was in this kid's mouth, and there was snot coming out of his nose. And when people started realizing where the ball was, people were laughing so hard they just it was one of those moments where everyone was hurting because they were laughing so hard, and he was sort of panicking because he couldn't breathe very well. And people were saying, I'm not putting my finger in his mouth to get it out. Oh, you do it. And so they wound up walking him into the school to the school nurse to try to get this ball out of his mouth. So he would actually lay on his side, and what no one really ever noticed was his mouth would go wide open sometimes when people were shooting. So if you ever had the debate of whether or not a tennis ball fits in somebody's mouth, we witnessed it, that it did. And so anyways, that's the true story. I was there to witness it. The kid was a legend in school after that for playing goalie in the pool hockey game.
Oh,
all right,
I would assume.
Keep up the good work. We'll see you later.
Thank you, Fred, so
Fred.
much. Oh, my God.
How did he not
What
break
a story.
during that?
Fantastic story.
What a great story.
I'm not putting my finger in his mouth.
I mean, facts, though.
Like, dude, I'm not going to do it.
I'm not going near that.
Like, I'm not going anywhere near that.
That's crazy.
How do we continue after that? That is...
But, dude, that must just be, like, mid-yawn. Dude's just, like, here having a good time. And then he's just like, oh, what is this in my throat?
Bruce Kirby. That's crazy.
Bruce Kirby?
Oh, my.
I thought it was going to be like a Scott Sterling type thing.
Yeah,
But
just off the head.
Just keeps just repeatedly getting bashed in the face.
Right.
Well, I heard pool, so I thought it was like
I
I
heard
thought like
kiddie
a
pool.
whole different direction was gonna like.
And then I'm like,
That's what I thought.
I was like, I heard kiddie pool, and I'm like,
I was like, so y'all like
y'all
skate?
just leave school to go jump in this kiddie pool? And it's just, then it turns into truffle shuffle,
See-
and then sticking fingers in people's mouth.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't skip school because like where I lived, well, I could, but where I lived, it was warm. It never snowed. I had no like,
Yeah,
I
that's
couldn't
why
do that.
Having snow days is something I never thought I'd have. And
Yeah.
now waking up. And
Now
being
it's just like, oh my god.
oh, professor, please cancel. I'm not coming to class if it's. And then I finally get the email like 10 minutes before class after I already turned my car on to defrost, and I'm just like, oh, I'm going to bed. Oh, thank God.
I feel so bad for kids now. They'll never experience
No,
a
it's
like
over
true
now.
snow day now.
It's over now.
Now we got online. It's it's snow day.
Snow day?
Just do it online.
Get on Zoom, kid. Like, no! Let the kid go outside.
Right. So, funny, after the story...
Don't tell me we have another one.
No, we don't have another story. We're going back on Hockey Talk with
All right.
Patrick Kane.
All right.
Richard from North Buffalo, what's going on?
Not much, guys. I've been catching your show here. I hope they do sign him up because it's going to be 13 years late, but at least he's going to be here. And, in spite of everything else, he's still got the talent to play hockey. And on top of that, you see, the whole reason he became the player that he is he had a lot of talent around him. Now, I don't know what the talent level around Buffalo is like, but they got to get the most talented hockey players that they have on and put them on the line with Kane, because they can't expect Kane to be doing all the work for them. If they're expecting Kane to do that, this team's going to flounder real fast, because all the other teams are going to have to do is just focus on Kane, and if the rest of the players don't have the talent, don't have at least close to the talent level that Kane has, all they got to do is stop him. And, everything's all dead in the water for you guys. So, it depends. That's up on the coach right now. It depends on what the coach is going to have to do about this, because he's going to have a lot of impact on this thing as well. And he can't expect Kane to do all the work for him. He's at his age now where it's starting to show a little bit decline, only because they have that hip injury there. So I believe once he gets out of the physical therapy session there and whatever, he should be getting on the skates. And I'm pretty sure he can do the job for Buffalo. And if nothing else, he can get the team into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, Richard, thanks for the call. We really appreciate calls. I agree with you.
Yeah.
It has to be on the coaching. Can Granato, scheme up a way that he is still valuable, that he can be put with players that can make up for maybe his lack of checking ability because of the hip. Because you don't want Kane to do something that's going to, put him back at risk at another injury. And we have a Backstrom situation and where he's saying, I need to take some time off. If I remember correctly, I believe they said when he's done with the physical therapy should be soon in December, early December. Okay. So it should be about the same time Jack Quinn comes back. I would love to see a Middlestat, Greenway, Patrick Kane line. That in my mind, you have Greenway's been off his rocker this year.
Probably top 2 player right now on the team.
Casey can have his great games. He's been really good this season so far.
I feel like Middlestat mode has kind of increased.
Middlestat, yeah. I mean, maybe it's not like every game that he goes Middlestat mode, but he is becoming that, if you need somebody to step up, for a couple of games this season, he'll ramp it up. And both Greenway and Casey are very aggressive. They check a lot. They aren't. Greenway isn't the fastest because of his size. Yeah. And Mitz is decently fast. Kane, I mean, we'll see with his old age how fast he is, but he has been predominantly quick, which I think would pair perfectly instead of putting a guy like Olofsson on that line, which we have seen before over and over and over again. So I think there is perfect reasoning to put Kane on this team. I just don't know if you want to do it with the young talent you got down in Rochester. I mean, we all know Savoy's career ended after 4 minutes and 43 seconds on one night. Then you got sent straight down to Rochester. You got Kulich, who's been tearing it up.
Yeah.
Biro and Ruzek will come into their own, or Biro, however you would like to say it.
Is it not Biro?
It's Biro or Biro. I always get it mixed up.
I will say, we bring up a good point. I think Patrick Kane could absolutely work on this team.
Mm-hmm.
But the one scary thing is Don Granato and how he's going to use him.
Right, because
he brought up a point that Patrick Kane can't be the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Agree. But if somehow Don Granato finds a way to use Patrick Kane as just the offense, fired
Right.
immediately.
Yeah.
Patrick Kane cannot be the first player on that team
No.
to get the offense rolling.
No.
So putting him on a line with Greenway Middlestat is a fantastic idea. Do not put him on a line with Paterka. Do not. I just. If this could all go well, it just depends on how Granato uses him. And that is unfortunately the story for so long. And we just have to see how Granato, if the signing goes through and he does come back early December, mid-December, we have to see how Granato uses him. Because if he uses him as the initiator for the offense,
I've already been we all know I'm on the Don Granato.
no, we know where you
hate
are.
train. It's finally nice to see people saying, "Well, if this offense doesn't do anything, he's useless."
Yeah, it's just because
it's just coming to that point where, yeah, it's okay when the offense is firing on all cylinders, when you're winning games, when it's close near the end, but when the Sabres win, they win close, or it's just 2-3 goals ahead. But when they lose, they lose hard.
They get demolished.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunately been a lot of that.
And the power play hasn't been the same this year, which I do not know why.
I don't get it. Why?
I don't understand what has changed one year after another.
Where are they in the rankings for power play?
Near dead last,
Yeah.
I would assume. Probably 31st, 30th. Because we couldn't even score against Minnesota on the power play, having 4 power play chances when their penalty kill is rated the worst in the league. When Dallas last night converted 5 of 7 on power plays. So I think there's perfect reasoning right now to go, if Granato does not improve over this next stretch of games, and I think you give him till the halfway mark and you reevaluate at the halfway mark. Because I know we've all agreed before that, yeah, he should get into the end of the season. But you know what? Hockey's not the game about waiting till the end of the season to make a change. We've already seen the Oilers make a change in their coaching job and their GM. Already! And we're only 15 games in. So what's stopping the Sabres 40 games in, reevaluating, and bringing in a coach who has playoff experience?
Especially when Edmonton is Edmonton for the past 2 years.
Right.
So it's like,
they've just had a horrible start this year without McDavid.
Yeah, if they can do that, Granato should be scared.
Right. I perfectly agree.
Because this has been, I don't want to say awful. Also, I just checked. They are bottom 5.
Yep.
They're 5th.
Makes sense.
From the bottom for power play ranking. And it's just, I don't want to say awful start, but it has been, it's not the start that anyone really saw.
Mm-hmm.
Especially from the team that we saw latter half of the season last year, where they were winning close games, but they were also losing close games.
Right.
All of a sudden, they're winning close games and losing really, really like it's not even close.
Right. And they're against bad teams. I mean, you can argue the Flyers game.
Like we
horrible.
said, the second the Flyers lost to San Jose, I'm like, this looks terrible. For the Sabres.
Yeah. I thought they should have lost to Minnesota 5-2 or 5-3 if you really want to, they did not deserve to win that game at all. Toronto, you could have made an argument that we just outplayed them. But I've also learned that right now Granato is not making changes. He's kind of sticking to his guns. And what I mean by changes is not changes to the lineup. I mean changes to his system and what he's doing right now. The Sabres are one of the softest teams in the league. And it doesn't take a scouting genius to go watch a Sabres game and say, hey, we just need to put be aggressive on them, give them no time, and they will give us the puck within 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And Granato hasn't done anything, at least to my knowledge, and said, hey, let's change it up. They're still trying to do the deep down ice puck. They're still trying to dump it in. They're still, I mean, I saw some changes where they're starting to do quick little passes, but that's always been their thing.
Yeah, but that's the bringing Greenway halfway through the season last year was no one really like. I said it was going to be great because he is a physical force that was necessary, and so far he's been one of the best players on the team because he is like that. That's the style that he plays, and it works. But Don Granato doesn't want to stick to that, broad, hard-hitting action on the ice. And it's dump it and chase. Mm-hmm. We're not going to play physical. We're not going to do anything at all. And that's how we're going to play the game. That's how you lose. And it's clearly not working. So I don't understand why he doesn't want to change his system when he has the talent to go and win hockey games. He has the talent we know could make the playoffs.
Yep.
But, we're good. We're going to dump and chase and just see what happens when we have not a lot of fast guys on the ice. That doesn't exactly work when you try and do the dump and chase.
Right. Richard had some final thoughts on Patrick Kane and other Sabres stuff that we talked about. Richard, go right ahead.
Give me another shot on here. I have to say, one of the reasons I was following the Sabres off and on during the season last year, and the reason they got close to the playoffs last year is because they kind of caught everybody by surprise because everybody kind of took them from granted. And this year's a different story now since they got everybody, the other teams' attention, as it were. They're more on the alert for this now. You said it, I just heard you talking about it just a couple of minutes ago here. The coaches of the other teams are scouting the Sabres, and they're looking at their weaknesses and all that, and they're able to figure that out. And that falls on the coaches how to be a little bit more creative and more imaginative. And along those lines here, I wanted to talk about another thing that if you do, instead of just getting Patrick Kane, you get other players from Buffalo like Nick Foligno and Marcus Foligno and get them back on the team again because Nick Foligno was available and he signed up with Chicago, and Marcus Foligno's been with Minnesota. And while they haven't had stellar careers all their lives, I mean, they have been workaholics, basically. They've been doing their workmanlike job for their teams. And I'm really disappointed they got rid of Marcus Foligno because he was a workman for this team, and they just got rid of him. And he has, they need more athletes from Buffalo on this team, not just play for themselves, but also to help people like Patrick Kane. Because if they had guys like them around Patrick Kane, Patrick Kane would be less of a target, and he could actually produce even more. Because he's still productive, even in his later years right now. And even when he wasn't doing good, even when the Chicago team wasn't doing good the last few years, and he was still the major focus on the team there, he still was able to do a lot for the team, in spite of the bad years that Chicago had when they got rid of all their talent. And even when he was on the Rangers there, even when he's just halfway healthy, he's still a decent target. I mean, a decent threat to score for as many times as he could. So, we need some more athletes from Buffalo playing on this team a little bit more to help, help Patrick Kane out and also help Buffalo out, and also hopefully by getting these players from Buffalo on the team, they'll help energize the team a little bit more because they should be highly motivated to play for their hometown team. So.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I pretty much said everything I could say about that. I just wanted to let you know about that anyway.
Yeah, thank you, Richard. We really appreciate the calls. The thing about bringing Marcus Foligno and even seeing if Nick Foligno is available to be traded to the Sabres, I think Marcus Foligno loves the Wild. Yeah. I mean, you could just tell the past couple of years has worked out for him. He had good seasons with the Sabres. It's not saying that, he hasn't developed he didn't develop with the Sabres, but he really his stride with the Wild. The Wild just have a system that work for him. I mean, we're already, like I've mentioned 30 million times, we're already 15 games in, and he already has 6 points, and he's on their second, third line. I mean, and
also I feel like a lot of stars that have gone to Minnesota, like in 2010s, have gone there recently. Matt Zuccarello, Rangers, I would say legend.
Right.
Started falling off by the end of his Rangers tenure, and all of a sudden he has a career rejuvenation with the Wild. Marc-Andre Fleury. Flower was still kicking it with the Wild, and he was doing great. Is he still there?
I believe so.
Yeah, he's still with the
I was gonna
Wild.
say, I think he still is.
So, I don't know what the Wild do, but I think the Sabres just need more aggressive role players. That's why Greenway works so well. And it was a problem last year of them getting bullied on the boards and them not doing a single thing except for maybe Skinner, putting someone in a rear naked chokehold and, trying to kill him.
Jeez.
It happened.
It did.
It was killed
did.
a man.
No, I just don't know how much you want to bring back your old players. I mean, you're not in that area anymore where you need to bring back your old players. It's not like drought years and saying, hey, let's bring back Pominville because people really like Pominville. So let's bring him back and make him a marketing tool almost. And, Pominville spent his last 2 years of his career here. That was great as a fan of Pominville, as him being one of my top 2 Sabres players ever. I mean, that was great for me, but for the team, it was meh.
Yeah.
It was okay, but what does it help? He's old. He's past his prime. He'll be able to help in some ways, but don't expect him to be a game changer. It's kind of almost like a Kane situation. Talking about it. It's kind of almost like a Kane. Has relation to Buffalo, hometown kid, come home.
Welcome
the
home.
only thing that's different between that team that Pominville was on, or maybe even not, both of those teams, when Pominville was brought back, and now with the talks of Kane being brought in, both teams had playoff hopes.
Yeah.
Both teams had playoff hopes. And what happened to 2018 Sabres? Love talking about that.
Was that dumpster fire year?
That was, 13 best first half ever, and then
I still remember the memes of not knowing anything about hockey really that much. And just see a dumpster with the Sabres logo, and I'm like, ooh, must sucks to suck. And then I come here and I'm like, I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't realize how passionate you guys are. I apologize.
You gotta love the passion, though.
Gotta love the passion.
Passion is what wins.
You know who has passion? South Florida, Miami, home of the Florida Panthers. Currently second in the Atlantic Division behind the Boston Bruins. Yeah, you know that team, the historic team. The Panthers came back and won 3-1. Remember that?
That was in the playoffs last year, right?
That was in the playoffs. Indeed it was. The 3-1 comeback. That was great for me. But,
I wish I followed hockey as much as y'all did. I used to.
I didn't.
But it just, I don't know. I don't know what happened.
I loved Huberdeau and Frank Vetrano and then Barkov. And then I was like, those guys are cool. Because I hated the Lightning for some reason as a kid. I don't know what happened. But, it just... I want the Sabres to be good. Because all I ever hear is how this used to be a hockey town.
Yeah. They used to be so good. I remember watching them, with Miller, Eric Roy.
And it's all I hear is this used to be a hockey town. And all I want is to experience that. A Bills Super Bowl, yeah, I want to be that. I want to go, downtown. I want to go to Chippewa and then come back out. Come out of bottoms up, venue, rec room, whatever trash bar I can get out of. Then come out and then see Josh Allen just throwing natties right at me or blue lights or PB or something at my face.
My dad said it's always one team that's good. It's never both.
Well, shut up. Your dad's wrong because look at your dumb little city.
Look at your.
I don't even watch basketball though.
I hate basketball.
I see them doing good, but I don't even watch basketball like that.
I used to love basketball, and then hockey has overtaken that. I think hockey is the most underrated sport in the world.
It's underrated because it's not marketed well. It's funny. While talking, Ray's, you mentioned that there was a clip in my mind that was Tyreek in Germany, and it was like Tyreek goes undercover, right?
Oh, and he's asking everyone.
Right,
like,
he's asking,
us-
do you want to do something for the NFL.com shop? Like, $100 gift card, whatever. And he gets these pictures of players, and he only gets like one person, or at least they only showed the one person. And he goes through the players, and they get to a point where Connor McDavid shows up, and the German, the Germany citizen just says, "I don't know who that is." And they said, "Don't worry." And Tyreek said, "Don't worry, you don't need to know." And then got all the way to Tyreek, and then like, "Oh, what if you met Tyreek?" And then
And then he takes
I know
but still, that
off.
Connor McDavid, that nobody around the world knows about Connor McDavid. The only people who know about Connor McDavid are people in Canada, because everybody should know who he is in Canada, and people who follow hockey here. That's about as far as it goes, unless if you're like a player, Besides that, there's not much, just being open to different cities and like trying to expand and be different in different countries, and like not introduce them to the game of hockey, but maybe just reaggravate a love for it. Like, just find a love. Because I bet most people know what hockey is, but they're like, oh, I never played it. There's nothing really here to watch.
And it's a shame.
And it is, because there is a lot of players from a lot of different countries come over to play in the NHL, and it must be a like horrible time when they go back to their countries and it's like nobody really knows who they are. I mean, I get it. Yes, you don't want to be starstruck every time, like where you need security when you're at home. But I think you would like a couple of times in your home country or your hometown and get like, oh, you're that guy. Like, can I get your autograph or something? Like, I think that makes like famous people's day all the time. Like, or at least athletes.
Well, I was going to say, there's
not famous people, like athletes, not movie stars. But athletes, when you go up to athletes and be like, oh, hey, I know you.
Especially because playoff hockey
It's amazing.
It's probably my second favorite atmosphere that I've ever I haven't witnessed personally live.
Mm-hmm.
But playoff hockey is insane.
It is.
The playoff beards, baby.
It's everything around it. Everything about hockey is so cool and is so easily marketable. And yet here we are, and it's Gary Bettman doesn't know what to do. Also, I just want to say Tyreek Hill is officially on my poop list. Did you see the tweet he put out yesterday?
About the Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
Yeah, where he says the Deshaun Watson haters are quiet right now. But we'll get to that later.
I know we're not on football yet, but I just want
Right.
I want that to lead into when we do talk about football and how much I need. Or we'll talk about it later.
Right.
That set me off.
So I want to take a quick break, and then when we come back, if anybody wants to call in during the break, call in 716-878-5104. We can still talk about Patrick Kane and the Sabres and their game tomorrow against Boston. And I also want to start leading into Bill's pregame for tonight's game against the Denver Broncos. Frank, you rose your hand.
I did.
It's a professor calling.
What does that mean?
Professor
Frank,
Dan
Frank,
calling.
answer my question. What is it?
Have you seen the 2024 Hall of Fame candidates?
I have not.
Patrick Marleau, Ilya Kovalchuk,
Kovalchuk.
Miller time.
Miller!
Ryan Miller.
He's officially a candidate for the 2024 Hall of Fame.
He better make it for the. If he makes it.
And
If my dad is listening right now,
Shea Weber.
Look, if my dad is listening right now and Ryan Miller gets inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame, whenever that day is, whenever the inauguration is, we are going. I do not care. I don't care what we have, what we're doing. If I have work, I will drop everything to go to that. Because it's Miller time, baby.
Can we just talk about how fantastic the Atlanta Thrashers jersey is? I'm never
Thrashers are
I'm
back.
never getting over it. They're so beautiful.
But yeah, if you want to call in during the breaks, 716-878-5104, Patrick Kane to the Sabres, or Buffalo Bills talk again for primetime tonight on Monday Night Football. So we're going to take a quick break, and you've been listening to The Blitz on 91.3 FM.
It's a familiar time in Buffalo. The leaves are falling. The tailgate fires are roaring. You might say it's getting chilly. And for those outside of Buffalo, they're deciding it's time to write us off.
I do think it's time to hit the panic button.
Stuck and regressing. They're still searching for an identity in November.
But within our walls,
I know they're ready for the challenge, and it's what the Buffalo Bills do.
inside our locker room,
We've got our best football to play. It's in front of us.
we know what time it is.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, where?
It's prime time. Time for our offense to light it up.
Fires to the end zone. Wide open. Waltzes into the end zone.
Time for our defense to shut it down.
Pocket collapsing. Pressure coming. And he's sacked.
Bills Mafia, it's time to mount up.
Welcome back to The Blitz on 91.3 FM, WBNY Buffalo, Buffalo's original alternative since 1982, brought to you by the Buffalo State Student Activity Fee. My name's still Dan Dale, joined by Frank the Tank and Chris Giacobello. And man, that's something to at least get you kind of pumped up for tonight. The other thing that gets you pumped up for tonight is going on Ticketmaster and seeing $50 tickets.
I might just have to hit full send.
If anyone at Target's from listening, I'm sick. Oh, I can't go into work today. Oh, no.
That's not bad, though. And they were middle row tickets
Yeah.
for $50. I just want that
to.
to be known. If you got the Game Time app, check those out.
It's getting chilly tonight, and I'm wearing my Bucks jersey, so I do not care. But who's gonna stop me?
It's the experience, Frank.
You're going to be the couple of people who wear a different team shirt to, yeah.
Well, I made some enemies that night, so I probably shouldn't wear it.
You should
Yeah,
wear
you see that lady again?
You should go there and just wear a totally random XFL jersey.
Well, I would love a collection of just every XFL jersey. I want AFL jerseys. I want the St. Louis Battlehawks. I want their helmet. It's better winged helmet than the Eagles, but we're not ready for that conversation.
I like my Kelly Green. I'm going to just leave it at that. I want us to go back.
We don't have an alternate. Ha. Sad.
Oh, yeah, you just got the bill without the stripe.
I
Right?
hate that helmet.
It's just the buffalo, just standing
solid
there.
red buffalo.
Red Buffalo.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
that
it's so
Is that like
plain.
a hot take here?
No,
say that I don't
I
like
mean,
that.
remember, this has been, they just released a video yesterday, the Bills, about how it's 50 years with that same logo. With the logo
Yeah,
now.
the what is it? Laser
What?
sheep?
The one with the stripe? Where
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
they're like, it looks like they're running or
I
whatever.
know. Everyone's like,
Kind
oh,
of
that
ish.
looks like a laser sheep. I'm like,
A-
how do you get a
laser
sheep from that? That's all anyone ever says when they talk about the logo. And I'm like, where in the world do you see a sheep? And I'm just, it's so dumb. But do the all red. You have to do all red with the jersey, but if you want alternate, just do the red helmet. Or do a blue helmet.
Didn't they, do a blue... Didn't, Josh Allen show off a blue helmet?
It was
He
during
showed off
preseason.
both.
Or
No.
One season, one the next season.
was it red, what was it? It was for some practice, but it wasn't preseason, right?
It was the red and blue
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That was the one.
practice. Yeah, he does it every time.
And he has the visor too. Looks like a dog.
Yep.
You know he's gonna look like a dog
And then he's
tonight.
like, I don't need visor.
You know,
For the
I
games.
liked when the Bills had red helmets. I'm not going to lie. Those
Their
are pretty fire.
The jerseys didn't help, but the helmet was
Yeah.
sick.
If you find the red one that Josh wore, it looked horrible. It looked more orange.
The helmet?
Yeah.
Oh,
The red helmet looked horrible.
The visor was orange, but
The helmet to me just looked orange. It didn't look like the pure dark red that I'm used to.
yeah, but I mean they switched it up to the bright red.
I don't like the bright red, man. If you're gonna bring back a red helmet, it better be as, if we're going like cutthroat Buffalo, you better bring back blood red.
No, it's
because the Bills are blood, sweat, and tears. Quite literally. I mean, I could see a fan, blood, sweat, and tears every night.
Well, yeah, the tears for sure.
Sweat.
From sweating from losing the game, yeah.
Yeah. Or
and the blood from being, knocked out.
Yeah, blood would be from jumping through a table.
I didn't get to do that. That's why I need to go to one more game.
Frank, if you just want to wait till the summer, we can do a blitz. We can somehow get you to the roof of the student union.
The roof.
And you can jump off. There you go.
Sir, I'm not Jeff Hardy. What are we doing? I may love wrestling, but I'm not dying over this. All I want is you could 3D me. You can go Dudley Boys on it, lift me up, and then
watch out.
Devon get the tables. But I'm not swanton bombing off the Union.
We can do.
Can you
RKO
someone?
we can do.
I jumped off my roof in the snow. Believe it or not.
That's yeah.
I mean, that's fair. I
wanted
to do it during the blizzard.
That's when I did it.
It piled up high enough where I'm I won't die if this happens.
That's
I won't die.
I literally crawled. I went out my window and I jumped. That's how high the snow was.
I was like, it's packed enough. It's high enough where if I fall, maybe I'll suffocate. There's no impact on me. But at least I'm gonna die on impact. And put a table in there, double the fun.
That table's just gonna sink right through.
Yeah.
And plus, it's just gonna blend right in.
Yeah,
so
you're like, where's the table at?
You're just gonna every time you do it, you're never gonna know if it's table or snow.
Yeah, especially if it's dark out and I can't see and the snow's still falling.
Yeah. No, that might be the time to do it because then you don't have to worry about the table.
You just go. Yeah. Just do it.
Well, I feel like if people get worried about jumping onto a table. What?
Losers.
You're shaking your head no. I believe some people would probably be scared to jump off a table.
Losers.
Or jump off a car to...
Losers. I've watched enough wrestling to know how to land.
Yeah, but what if they're just a normal person, Frank?
Are you saying I'm abnormal? Sir.
You're unique, Frank.
I'll take it. I'm cute.
No, unique, not cute.
You know what's cute? The Denver Broncos coming in to this city, into that Highmark Stadium, thinking they got a chance against can I say the P word?
There's a lot of P words.
There's a lot of P words.
P.I. P.O.
Pass interference?
P.I. Poop?
Do I gotta write it out?
Yeah, I mean, there's a notebook right in front of you, Frank. You can flip to a page and show me. He didn't think with the notebook in front of me he could write it. Instead, have me try to guess a word off of 2 letters.
It's going to be a new segment. Can Dan guess the word?
He said P.O. It's P.I.
Yeah, P.O.'d.
Did you not spell it? Did you write P and then O'd? Is that how you wrote it?
You can say you can say ticked, but you can't say that one. I don't believe.
Fine.
What grinds your gears, Frank?
Not being able to say swear words on air.
It's not even that bad.
Nah, it's not that bad. I just don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I always go ticked.
Fine. You got Denver Broncos coming here against a ticked off Josh Allen, against a ticked off Stephon Diggs. Are you looking up to see if I can say it? No, you're looking at your phone. Not looking at if I can say the word I want to say.
Fine, I'll look it up. Jeez.
Frank wants to know these things.
This team so far has faced a lot of slack from the media. Maybe some of it's warranted. Yes. But this is a team that can still go on, win games. And you know what? At this point, we know what the Dolphins can't do, which is beat good teams.
Yeah,
Bills,
I mean, their stats.
they don't lie.
I'm sorry, I would respond, but I'm looking if you could say the word.
He's deep into this research for you, Frank. He wants you to know that. This is all for you, what he's doing. Be appreciative to Dan.
Thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate you very much.
You can't say the words.
I know the list. I want to go off that list very bad. It doesn't say anything about
Part of your word is actually cannot be said. The first part of your word. The ED is fine.
Fine. Josh Allen is urinated off.
Oh, my.
That's where he goes. He goes to urinated.
That's what I want to say.
I mean,
that's just the scientific term. Is that what
Yeah,
you're happy
you're
with
not
this
wrong.
now?
I'm not
did
happy.
this to
I'm
me.
just laughing.
You did this to me.
No, I didn't. Blame Reddit.
It's always
You're
Reddit.
getting your information from Reddit right now?
Look, we've done this before, Frank. Nobody actually has a list.
Isn't that where all the reliable information is?
Yes.
On Reddit?
And to find out if anyone is also having your type of situation where, you know, your mother is. Let me see.
Whoa! My mom is a wonderful
Not your mother.
person.
I bet your mom is a lovely woman.
Frank?
Everyone has a lovely mom.
Frank, you actually may be able to say it.
Oh.
Told you Reddit's not liable.
No, because I found a document from the FCC.
Oh, so that's official.
The actual one.
It's official.
It was the one after Reddit.
Yeah, that's the second reliable source.
Yeah,
FCC.
it goes Reddit, FCC.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, Wikipedia.
So what does it say? What can I say?
I'm loading up Microsoft Word right now because I had to download it. So it's going to take even longer than you think.
All right, we'll just let that load. But
Well, since we're on the topic of football,
hold on.
and I was on X. I saw because I was looking at. I saw Dan's tweet. What do you think about? I think it was Jack Jones.
Yeah, the
being
New
released?
England corner who just got released.
And
Yeah.
I saw Dan say
I
Bills
would-
Mafia.
Yeah, I straight up said he would be a perfect fit, better than Josh Norman.
I was about to say, if you sign Josh Norman, you can go out and get.
And look, you have to face New England again. We've done it before. Just saying, it's not past the Bills to take somebody from New England, sign him, and then learn everything about New England.
But anyway.
But of course, that was with Tom Brady and not Mac Jones.
Oh, we'll talk about that later when we go over the games. This Bills team is they're driven. They got poster board material. They know what they're doing. They know what they're up against. Because if I have to hear Stephen A. Smith again talk out of his rear end and be like, huh, Josh Allen's not a good quarterback compared to Patrick Mahomes.
Why is Patrick Mahomes the standard?
Has been not the Patrick Mahomes that we know this season. And yes, the Bills have had some tough losses. It's at this point, they're also a flip of a coin team. And I think that runs through Sean McDermott. But, you know, we've already talked enough about firing Sean McDermott. I won't touch on that, I guess. We'll touch on the game at hand. The Buffalo Bills need this more than any win they need. They've had. This is must win. Monday Night Football against a Denver Broncos team which has seen Russell Wilson, not return to his true form, but he's been a good quarterback. Oh.
Yeah, it's also going to be a. Go
ahead, Chris.
I was saying I was going to add on to that must-win comment you were saying, Frank, because looking at the Bills' stretch of games after the Broncos, they're home for the Jets. Granted, I know the Jets are the Jets, but it just seems like the Bills struggle against them often. Then they're at Philly. They got the bye at Kansas City, and then home for the Cowboys.
Oh my god!
So that is. This definitely seems the beginning of a must-win, just adding on to what you were saying, Frank.
Oh, no. Yes, Dan?
I have found a ruling. Straight from the FCC.
Straight from the top, baby.
We find that the host use of the word that I cannot say in conjunction with the phrases pissed at and pissed off is clearly not indecent.
It's not indecent.
So you can say it.
You got a pissed off Josh Allen running at your head tonight. They need to run no huddle. Because when that pissed off Josh Allen, that pissed off Stephon Diggs, this offense is getting run. You know why? Von Miller's pissed off. He's seen all the washed comments. He's coming for Russ. He's running at it. I'm so hyped. This is a pissed off Bills team that needs to get back on track.
He's not even happy about the Bills. He's just happy he can say the word.
And it starts tonight against the Denver Broncos. They're putting up 69 on those Broncos.
70.
No, it's not funny. It's not as funny. Fine, we'll give them the record. We'll give them 72, 73.
Yeah.
Because if the Dolphins can do it, who suck against good teams,
why can't the Bills?
This pissed off Bills team sure as H-E double, I could say hell.
Yeah, you can.
Sure as hell can beat the brakes off the Denver Broncos. And we can still talk more about it, but the pissed off Buffalo Bills, this pissed off Bills Mafia from hearing every single sports analyst, media journalist, calling them soft, ruling them out, overrating them, whatever. This Bills team is getting back on track. Starts tonight. The pissed off Bills team.
It's funny, it does actually mention that hosts from Buffalo said a certain phrase in reference to the Sabres.
Are you serious?
Yeah. No, it actually mentions Buffalo. I was like, oh, wow, you learn something new every day. We were actually included in something.
Look at that.
The Sabres fans should be pissed off. Don Granado's an awful...
You're just so happy that I found that out for you.
Your guys' takes on the game tonight, please?
Yeah, you can take a little break. You can save your voice. Chris, you want to go next with your take on this game?
Yeah. I mean, just want to go off what Frank was saying. This is definitely a must-need for the Bills. They just seem to be up and down this year compared to what they were doing last year. Everyone, at the beginning of the season, everyone expects the Bills to do very, very good with the personnel they have, the quarterback they have in Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. Just that whole roster, you expect them not to be the 5-4 Bills that they are right now. And I think this game can serve halfway. I want to say we're already halfway through the season. Just this game can be a statement game for them to, hey, we can turn ourselves around. Because, going back on what I was saying, after the Broncos, they have a pretty interesting stretch with the Jets, Eagles, Chiefs, and Cowboys. So if they want to get off and get on the right path into making it into the playoffs, it starts here in this Broncos game. And I think the Bills are going to play well. And I'm going to stay with the Bills behind it. I can see them scraping off a W tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it's going to be scrape. I think it's going to be demolishment. I think...
Why? Because they're pissed off, Dan!
I'm not going to get used to that.
Look what you started.
Look, it's not what I ruled. The FCC said it.
The FCC started this. Why?
The FCC.
The FCC said it was okay, not me.
I just dropped an M&M bar in there.
Gosh darn the FCC.
Gosh darn you.
FCC won't let me.
The Bills make me wanna
shout.
Kick your heels up and
shout.
Throw your hands up and
shout.
Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey.
Shout it right now, baby.
Say you will.
Come on, come on.
Say you will.
Come on and shout. You will. Yeah.
This is how I feel inside.
We got the spirit. Just watch it happen now.
Hey,
Hey, let's go Buffalo.
Let's go, Buffalo.
Let's go Buffalo.
let's go, Buffalo.
The Bills make me wanna
Shout! Still, that is how I feel inside tonight. I have no doubt in my mind that this team can do what it needs to do. McDermott's going to let the offense run wild
He better.
tonight. I just bet you he is going to go no huddle the whole night.
If he doesn't, I swear to God.
I know. Then we're going to have a discussion Wednesday. But how do you lose to the Broncos by not going... Ugh, I don't even want to think about it right now.
That's not even going to happen. We're going to talk about on Wednesday the
big win.
The beatdown
Yeah.
on the Broncos.
The 4 touchdown total day for
Stephon
Josh.
Diggs.
Nope. That's total for Josh Allen. But
You think he's only throwing 4?
well, 4 total. It could be like 3 passes and a rushing TD.
No, I'm thinking like 6, 7. What are we doing?
Oh my gosh.
Josh is going to have
If
7.
we're going for the
touch-
record, we
Right.
need to get the record.
Yeah.
I guess.
No, we're
Also,
going
but-
7 touchdowns.
Calling it
James
out?
Cook, 2 touchdowns.
Punt return or kick return touchdown.
Oh, my God.
I'm calling it right now.
Wow.
They're pissed off. They got to show the world that Bills Mafia's on top, baby.
The last thing I did kind of want to mention with the Bills before we go into the rest of the games of Sunday or of yesterday. The big thing that happened on Friday, I believe. I do not know what that was.
Are you playing a Pat McAfee clip right now?
Oh my God! Yeah, maybe that was playing underneath.
Sorry if you heard a little man scream.
That's just a dude scream. That was not expected.
I am sweating right now.
Yes, it's very hot in Studio A. But oh my God. I made a tweet not too long ago, and I am very proud of this tweet about the research I did, which was about 2 minutes within each other, and then taking a screenshot of them. It was from Saturday, and I basically say, so you're telling me pointing at a player is worse than causing someone to have a concussion?
I saw the tweet.
The NFL needs to get their priorities straight, and
Absolutely.
it's coming from Josh Allen getting fined $10,000
For pointing.
Yeah,
for pointing.
That's an unbelievable fine.
I quite literally thought Frank was pointing at something, and I looked.
made you look.
And then Falcons defensive back D. Alford getting only fined $4,800 and put KJ Osborne in concussion protocol.
Those damn dirty birds.
I think we're okay.
I can't say D.
I don't know.
We have definitely said that before.
I think we have. Yeah, I think you're fine. I don't know, Frank.
You're making him think too
Frank,
much,
I
Frank.
just have to think.
I'm sorry for stressing you out.
You're stressing me out here. Look, I gotta find words you want to say. I gotta go to Reddit and then see if that's good information. What do you want me to do here, man? I don't know. I'm not supposed to be your babysitter.
All right, hold on. Those Hoover Dam dirty birds.
Okay. Yeah, just.
I mean,
make the Hoover Dam feel bad.
I mean, I'm just trying to work it out here, man.
oh my gosh.
Uh,
Never change, Frank.
never change.
Never change.
But that fine was outrageous. I mean, how much emotional damage did Josh Allen cause those Bengals players by pointing if he gets fined $5,000 more?
That player was probably like, hey, he pointed at me.
Yeah, he has to go to a therapist every Tuesday. Yeah.
Josh Allen pointed at me,
What
and
brings
I'm
you
not
in
the
today?
same.
Josh Allen pointed at me when he hit it for a touchdown.
And he picked me out.
I haven't been the same since.
Get over yourself.
I mean, maybe he hasn't been the same since they lost yesterday. I don't know. Maybe just Josh Allen pointing at them broke them mentally.
I mean, they won the game, so. Not yesterday.
They did.
Yeah, well, they won that game.
But, you know, when you're playing the emotional game, you go for the long game.
That's true. That's true. You know what? You're right.
You know,
Josh
the
Allen's
physical
only
game
here-
is injuring them then and now.
Oh, my God, you're right. Josh Allen's playing the long game.
He's playing the long game. He's like, I'm going to emotionally damage
Bills fans,
every single team.
Don't worry. We're just here. They're playing the long game.
He's got a
They're going to
plan.
break everyone,
Right.
and then once the playoffs happen.
You know, we've
they're
already broken the Dolphins multiple times because they haven't gotten a win yet.
Multiple.
So that emotional mental state is still there for the Dolphins. You know, and then the Bengals lose to the Texans after the point. You know, I think Josh Allen has bigger plans than we're all leading on to. You know?
I think we're on to something, guys.
We're on to something. Josh Allen is playing the mental game.
playing-
He's
the mental
plotting.
game.
He's plotting something we have no idea what's going to happen.
Josh Allen says, my offense isn't doing so well. Fine. Then I'm going to emotionally break you in half. That's why he does the hurdles. That's why he stiff arms people. That's why he goes down. He doesn't slide. He just wants to emotionally break them, piece for piece.
He discombobulates them. What a wizard. He's a true wizard at work here.
Look, we just never thought it through. You know, that's what Bills fans have been missing. We've just missed that he's just mentally breaking every single team in the league.
You're right. I'm going to DM him right now and say, wow, good job on playing the long game, bud.
He figured out.
Look, the Jaguars only scored 3 off their bye week. I think it's fair to say that we broke the Jaguars after London.
Wasn't that like
wait 4 weeks ago?
I'm trying
Yes.
to I'm trying to figure out what Josh did though. Did he hurdle someone that game?
I don't remember that game. That was a blur.
Yeah,
I know.
Way
I
too
just
early.
I was half asleep.
Yeah. I'm like awake and not awake at the same time. Oh, Josh Allen scored! Yay!
Ridiculous. But I got nothing to say. That was just a transition.
Just straight.
I don't know what you got next.
Let's talk about the games. Every single
shall
game
we?
this week. We're gonna start off with the most interesting game of the week. The Panthers and the Bears, because we were not here Friday.
You've obviously backed down.
The most interesting game of the week.
So many toilet bowls this year.
We had 2 toilet bowls this week. And they were both primetime games.
Were they?
Actually, 3 of them
No,
were
no,
primetime games, and they were all toilet bowls.
Talking about last night?
Last night, yesterday morning, and Thursday night.
Yesterday morning, yeah.
I mean, at least the Bears beat the Panthers, so they still have the best shot to get Caleb Williams.
I mean,
At a 3-7 record? Oh wait, no.
No, because they have the Panthers first pick.
I forgot about
So
that.
I know ESPN has released their first prediction of the first overall pick, and it's 37% to the Bears, 34% to the Giants.
oh my God.
Because the Giants are now second.
Oh, okay. I
believe.
I was gonna say, where are the Patriots?
Patriots are tied with the Giants.
It's the
and the
highest
Cardinals.
draft pick, I think, Bill Belichick.
Oh my God.
In the Bill Belichick era.
Well, he's not going to be able to draft because he'll be gone.
Yeah, here, updated number 1 overall pick probabilities. So these are just pick probabilities. Chicago's number 1 at 39.3%.
Yeah.
Giants are number 2 at 38.4%. Cardinals are at 3 at 12%.
Kyler's back. That's not happening.
New England's at 4 at 4.8%. Chicago at number 5 is at 2.5. And then the Green Bay Packers at number 6 are at 1.2.
I don't people understand how much of a smile this brings to my face.
And
you could agree. You probably definitely agree.
Well, he beat Tom Brady in the playoffs.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah,
his
true.
first memory is losing to him.
Yeah.
That's true.
This is a moment in time that we can never forget.
Nope. And what's even funny, that one of the matchups, not next week,
Don't tell me it's
because
Bears,
I
Patriots.
believe it's week 14. I have to look. I have to do deep dive. No, week 12. New England versus the Giants.
No way.
We actually might have the fight for the first overall pick.
Tommy DeVito, please.
Come on, Danny.
Or Tommy Danny DeVito, or it's going to be Matt Bitcoin Barkley.
Matt Bitcoin.
Oh my God, it's going to happen. The Patriots are going to get a top 3 pick in the draft. Oh my God, the Bill Belichick's over. The era of the Patriots forever is over.
Where are all those Patriots fans at now?
Shipped over to Kansas City.
Or Tampa.
Yeah, all of them did go to Tampa once Brady went
Or are
there.
just Taylor
It
Swift
sucked.
fans now.
It sucked. I will never, ever, ever have sympathy for any Patriots fan.
Yeah.
For all of them crying right now on Twitter, for all of them just crying in the stands. Oh my God, we're 2-8. We're the worst team. Deal with it, bud.
They had like 20 plus years
Deal with it.
of
You know what
straight.
You know we had to deal with you for 20 years? Yeah, you're going to suck it up
Yeah.
for the next 20. All right, bud?
Let someone else have a chance now.
We're finally going to have maybe a New England Patriot head coach in Madden.
Oh my God.
If you think about it, because if people don't know, in Madden, usually the coach is in Madden unless if the coach denies. And Bill Belichick, for every year he's been coach, has denied. So EA has had to put in a random just model. And it can't resemble like Bill Belichick. So it has to be a random person out of the blue that's like... I think they usually try to do like a mix of Bill Belichick and his coordinators all together.
I remember it was Josh McDaniels for a while. Like it was like
Right.
It was like some like kind of tall, skinny white guy. And I'm like,
Right, with a beard and
Yeah,
just
like,
glasses.
that's not Bill Belichick.
You know, Dan,
Yeah.
I really appreciate you telling me that because up until you said that, I never knew that.
Yeah,
Like every
really?
time I played Madden, I always wondered that. I was like, why is this
Why
not
is it just
Bill-
New England
I was like,
playbook?
what the heck?
Yeah.
I was like, this is not Bill Belichick. Like you have everyone else. You have like Andy Reid. You got like,
I think Sean
Yeah.
Payton did it for a year or two.
Yeah.
You know, they sometimes do it just because if they don't feel like doing it, but most of them are pretty open to it.
Yeah.
Bill's the only one who has said, screw you. I don't want to do it.
I think it would be cool being in a game. That's why I'd say yes.
Yeah, that's what
I'd be like, yo, that's sick. I get to be in a game? Sure.
No, Belichick's not about that. He's all about,
He's like-
escaping his sneaky links at night.
This is my news conference. Bill Belichick, we just got to do things better.
I would love to see they started to add press conferences to franchise mode in EA. I would love to see if you could be Bill Belichick and just, can you get Bill Belichick answers?
Bill, do you have faith in your team? We have good players.
He talks so monotone.
We're on to Cincinnati.
We're on to next week.
Yeah, we just got to play better. Yeah. That's our team. We have players who just need to play better. Just so like no emotion whatsoever.
He's a robot. Hey, Dan, what games we got next?
Yeah, actually, just finishing off the Belichick thing, it's because he's not a part of the NFL Coaches Association.
That would explain so
So
much.
that's why, because EA does have an agreement with the Coaching Association, but he's just not a part of it.
I didn't know he wasn't part of it.
I didn't know he was.
I just thought he kept denying it.
Yeah, I really thought he was denying it too. Sorry, I really thought he was just denying it.
Of course, Belichick isn't part of the cut.
Of course. Why would he be?
Gosh.
That explains so much in my eyes, I feel like.
Right, that there isn't a deal done, so what are you going to do? You know, he's not part of anything.
Outrageous.
Moving on, now that we're done with We didn't even really talk about Panthers and Bears, but it's okay.
No
Who
one
needs to
cares.
talk about it? We talked about Colts and Patriots, basically with the Bill Belichick talk.
Colts win. Congrats on that.
Colts won 10-6. Woohoo.
Told you, decent team.
Minshew Mania, baby.
They're a good team. You said they weren't.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
But they only scored 10 points, so it's still up there.
Move on to the next
Still
game.
fair. Probably the best game of the week in the sense of comeback fashion. The Cleveland Browns win 33-31 over the Baltimore Ravens after Lamar just throws it away.
I was gonna say, I think we need to start having a new MVP conversation because for a while there, like the past 2 or 3 weeks, it's been Lamar. After this game, I think you can dump him down a few points.
Yeah. He plays against a competent defense, and he actually looks human.
2 pick sixes or just one? Because he threw 2 picks, but I think only one of them was a pick.
One was only a pick six. And I was very happy when he threw those picks because I was playing against Lamar in fantasy this week.
Of course.
In both leagues. So I was very happy. Very happy.
I'm happy for the Browns team for everyone except Deshaun Watson. That creep pervert doesn't belong in the NFL. Should belong
Yes,
in
you
jail.
keep saying that. You could just say except Deshaun Watson. You don't need to go on the...
I like Jim Schwartz, so I mean...
Yeah, Jim Schwartz is great.
I've been following them for Schwartzy.
That I have to say that.
Fine.
No, it's fine. I won't condemn his actions anymore.
No, I'm just saying you don't need to mention
It was
every
definitely
time.
an interesting game, though. I had it on my TV, and I honestly thought Baltimore was going to
You know,
win.
Frank, instead of putting on your little face, how about you shut up, except that instead of going on your little rant about Deshaun Watson every time, be happy you get to say pissed off, okay? I found that for you. You can give that to me one time.
Fine.
Thank you. It's a fair deal.
I'm pissed off right now.
But it's so funny how Dustin Colquitt actually almost cost the Browns the game, and then the Browns get the ball back, and then he wins the game.
Oh, it was the missed extra point.
Yeah, the missed extra point. Like, I mean, that is just perfect. Oh, you're about to be fired, buddy.
Yeah. Especially after an electric play like that to miss the extra point.
Yeah.
Bud, what are you doing? A lot of walk-offs yesterday.
It was 5 walk-off field goals yesterday. But the Browns, very well-deserved win. Their defense just did amazing things. They stepped up when they needed. And Lamar just wasn't able to close the book. They finally didn't have a running game that gets over like 300 yards every game. You know, Gus the Bus and the new guy, Mitchell.
No clue.
No clue?
I don't know
He
who
scored a
you're
touchdown.
I don't know who you're
Oh.
talking about. Elijah Mitchell?
No, it's a K.
Kayvon Mitchell?
I believe so. Yeah.
It's Freddie Mitchell's son, right? Wasn't it like his
You're
son?
going too far on that. I have no
Okay.
clue.
He's part of the... what?
I could
He
have
scored a touchdown yesterday?
Yeah, he scored a touchdown yesterday. 34-yarder. It was a pretty good play. He just burst past the linebackers.
What?
Trust me, I wish NFL.com would load faster so I could figure out this guy's dang name.
Keaton Mitchell.
Keaton Mitchell. Thank you, Chris.
Got you.
Thank you, Chris.
Got
I
you.
appreciate you
When you
so
said
much,
when
Chris.
you said your computer was going slow, I was like, let me see if mine will go in a little bit faster.
Must be because I still have my stadium open.
Oh,
Yes, I still have it open.
oh, from your project?
Yep.
I want to go to that stadium. Can you build it? Can you build it?
Can you build it? Moving on, let's go to the Texans and the Bengals, where the Texans have a day. I mean, they were pretty much shut out for almost the first half. They pretty much just didn't have them in them. And second half, again, they explode. They take over against the Bengals. The Bengals had to crawl back. And then you got the game-winning field goal by brand-new kicker Matt Amendola.
Would you guys say C.J. Stroud rookie of the year?
Yes.
Well,
I don't think there's anybody
Who
else.
else?
Look, the only other person who is coming back this week who has a chance to pressure him, Devon Achane. Only other person.
I don't...
But I
even
think
then, no.
just because he got injured, he's not going to win it.
It's not Bijan. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be, it's,
No,
it's
Bijan's
You're not
appearing too
using
late.
him.
Not
So
only
what's-
CJ Stroud up for Rookie of the Year,
Gibbs
you
is
put him in
appearing too
MVP
late.
conversation.
Yeah, I can see that.
No, guys. We're all forgetting the biggest threat to CJ Stroud.
What are you saying?
Tommy DeVito, man.
Hey,
Oh.
Just hear me out. Tommy DeVito. How nice would that look on a Rookie of the Year trophy? You know. I mean, that's the only reason for him. But, Tommy DeVito.
I'm not listening to you.
Not listening to me. That's great.
Jeez. Makes me sad when I look up Tommy DeVito, and I'm like a couple months older than this man.
It's sad when
makes me
you look
cry.
up Tommy DeVito and he made a lot of comments about living with his parents still, like I do. But like he's like, my mom still makes my bed.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I'm like, Racy said my mom still makes my bed. I'm like,
But I don't care.
Like, but you didn't need to go that far. Like, I can understand the financial reasons why you do it. Trust me, that's why I do it. But, like, don't need to go too far and say, yeah, my mom still makes my bed at, like, 24.
But no one cares.
Yeah.
You're also in the NFL. Let's stop.
And then everybody, right as that, like, interview came out, everybody just said, so, how many points is Dallas being them by?
It was a lot.
It was a lot. Moving on to the next game, though, let's do 49ers and Jaguars. Both coming off buys, and 49ers just go, okay, we're back.
They get over 30.
Yep.
And my goodness.
Did they demolish T-Law?
Chase Young looked incredible in his debut.
Yep. Caused a fumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet he's happy to be out of Washington.
I bet he's happy to be on a winning team. Trust me,
too.
I'm waiting for the Roquan Smith comment.
Huh?
Roquan Smith said that if he wasn't didn't get traded out of Chicago, he was going to have a bum career.
Oh.
I'm waiting for that from Chase Young.
Chase Young.
I'm waiting for that. If I wasn't traded out of Washington, I would have had a bum career.
I mean, he was pretty bad the last 2 seasons.
He was. But he was also injured.
He was
a
also
lot.
injured, but still bad.
Yeah. Brock Purdy looked amazing. 3 touchdowns.
He's back.
296 yards.
Because Debo's back?
Yeah.
Debo, first team back.
That's
had a
why,
rushing touchdown.
That's why Purdy's back, because Debo's back.
No, I think the San Francisco game, people need to look at the interviews. The interviews were, I think, there were 2 of the best interviews of the year that I heard from this game. First, this is Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I suck. Everyone else on the team scored, except for me.
And that's coming off a 17-game touchdown streak that ended yesterday.
He sucks. He's the worst running back in the league.
Can't believe anyone would sign that guy. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And then you have this one from now healthy Trent Williams.
It's kind of weird because, 31 turned around and ran. I ain't never seen that. So, but yeah.
Yeah, it's quite literally, the video underneath is just 31 on Jacksonville, sees Trent Williams coming at him. It's a one-on-one. And instead of going head-on with Trent Williams, he just, starts backpedaling, but, keeping his head on McCaffrey. He's like, I'm not going to engage with this man. That's the end of my career.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a good play by 31 on the defense.
And it was an amazing game for the 49ers to get back on track.
Right. And I started Brock Purdy. Yes. I picked him up after Josh Palmer went on IR last week.
Yeah.
Saw Purdy was on bye. I'm like, shoot, I'll pick him up for next week. Best pickup I made. Moving on. Let's go to Josh Dobbs' career resurgence in Minnesota.
Career resurgence?
Well, just think, he was a backup for most of his career until this year.
Continuing his resurgence.
Continuing his resurgence, yes. against the Saints, who there are now arguments that you should be starting Jameis Winston. And in all honesty, as a Chris Olave owner in fantasy, please start Jameis. I've had enough of stupid Derek Carr. You're eating that W, man?
What's that?
You eating that W?
Eating that W. Listen, I love J-Bo.
I know.
I just want to see him succeed. Even if it's on the Saints. Disgusting. I just want to see him do good. That's all I want in my life is to see Jameis Winston.
Just do well?
But also, I want to keep seeing Josh Dobbs ball out. The Pastronaut himself. My goodness.
Who might get Justin Jefferson back next week.
And I think the NFL put him as like their header on Twitter or something like that.
It was Taylor Swift,
yeah.
And then it's him on the sideline.
He's even moved up in comeback player of the year. He's at plus 400.
Yeah, I mean...
So probably the only person ahead of him is, of course, as we all know, DeMar Hamlin.
And he's only played one game?
No, barely.
Hey, this might be the second.
Is he?
Probably.
All right. We'll see.
I mean, I just don't see how you can win comeback player by not...
Because he died and he's
I mean,
still
like,
playing
I
football.
get, hear me out, I get it.
It's just that
Look, I get it as well. No, trust me. I'm just being devil's advocate here. I understand your point exactly. I've made the same exact point where he just hasn't played important downs enough to be like he should be clear-cut winner.
Like, if he played at least half so far, like half of the whole season.
Right, yeah.
But I don't even know if he's going to play half.
No, we'll probably see him tonight with... I believe Hyde's out tonight. So Poyer's probably be moved down to linebacker, have Rapp and DeMar as safeties. Not the worst idea. We'll see if Bernard actually plays tonight too, because he's still in concussion protocol, but he was listed as questionable, and it is Monday. So usually they come out on Monday or like the next day after they play. So, I mean... You didn't play on a Sunday. You're playing the day after. So, maybe. Just, please. Moving on. I don't want to talk about this game because of how boring and stupid it was. Steelers-Packers.
Oh, okay.
How much of a waste of time it was.
I haven't seen a single highlight from this game. So
look, I just know the Steelers have a way and it's working. Run the ball, score 20 points. Don't allow the other team to score 20 points.
Najee did put up some nice points for me in fantasy, so that's the only reason I knew they did okay.
Yeah. No, trust me. Steelers just have one way, and it's working right now.
I don't know how they're doing it.
I don't know either, but they're in a playoff spot.
It's not because of Kenny Pickett.
No.
No.
Started Deontay
Bad.
Johnson, very unhappy.
Bad. Very bad.
One catch for 17 yards by Deontay Johnson.
Let's go.
Without Jair Alexander on the field.
Oh, Pittsburgh. He never failed to make me angry.
You know, any other competent team is going to go, oh, number one corner out. Let's pass it to our number one guy. No, not the Steelers. Steelers are like, run it up their butt until, it works. And we waste enough time. Frank cannot believe the sentence I just said.
I agree. Love running it up.
Didn't need to do a signal for it, man.
Only us can see it.
I know, but still. Moving on, we're going to skip over that horrible game, and we're going to move on to the Cardinals and the Falcons. Cardinals gained their second win this year. Kyler Murray, first game back. Really good. Really good field goal at the end of the game. Frank, what are you doing?
I'm trying to make a K out of my hand.
Oh, at that.
K1 is back, baby. He realized Modern Warfare 3 is an awful game, so he's like, I'm not playing this. I'm going to go play football. And he showed up. He showed out a little.
Are you happy because they beat the Falcons, Frank? Is that
very happy?
Okay.
That's the only reason I'm calling. That's not a K.
That's a K. Chris, does this look like a K?
Yeah, I can
This
see
is
it.
closer to a K.
I can see it.
I don't know. This just looks like a V.
What is this? Is a staple.
Yeah, but
that's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
What?
Nobody else can see this, so they just all think we're weird.
That's why we gotta start doing StreamYard again, so they can see our wackiness.
I know.
See our cute faces.
Blame Joe for having a stupid windshield problem.
Gosh darn Joe, always wanting to skip us. Doesn't want to come to the show.
It's fine. It's fine.
No.
It's whatever.
Doesn't want to talk to us.
It's whatever.
That's crazy because I saw him coming out of class.
He's here.
Before I went into my class, I was like, "Oh, there's Joe."
I'm gonna see him later. No.
Oh my goodness.
Next game, Lions and the Chargers. Probably, I think, the best game of the week.
Oh my goodness.
That was one heck of a game. I feel so bad for Herbert. Staley's got to get out of there.
Yeah.
He really, they just...
Chargers charging.
Chargers doing Chargers things.
Yeah.
I mean, but also...
Gibbs and Montgomery.
I saw at one point it was like 24-3. I'm pretty sure Lions were up 24-3. 24-10?
It was equal, like, pretty much throughout the whole game.
Now I'm looking at the box score. I could have sworn, because I saw in fantasy, but Justin Herbert's my quarterback. And I could have swore.
Trust me, I remember the Keenan Allen touchdown, then Austin Eckler, then, what was it, Guyton? I don't know. It was pretty much close throughout the whole thing. It was like 7-7, 14-7.
Oh yeah, I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're
Don't
wrong.
Listen to me.
See?
Sir.
Moving on from, I think, the best game of the week.
Also, Jared Goff MVP season still intact.
He's breaking kneecaps.
Gibbs and Montgomery, most dynamic duo in the league.
Yeah.
Running back duo. Man, started both of them. Amazing call. Do we really want to talk about Tommy DeVito? Do we just all want to skip that game?
I think we all know. How
Okay,
that game
cool.
turned out.
I'm good with that. The Seahawks. Geno looking like back to his old form in a win against the Commanders. That was probably the most boring first half. Like, it was just field goals galore. Or, no, it was a Brian Robinson 60-yard touchdown. Then they decided to miss the extra point to make it look like 2 field goals. Then, be tied 12-12 at half, and then end at 29-16. Probably best second half I've seen from either of those teams. And it was a great game, great ending. Geno getting back on form. Thank God, finally. Took him long enough. Anybody else have thoughts?
Yeah, I think Sam Howell might be a up-and-coming name, too, if Eric Bieniemy stays there.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he threw for 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah. Look, even if Ron Rivera gets fired, he is franchise quarterback. I don't think you have to worry about them.
No, he's the guy.
Drafting a quarterback.
Keep him and Terry and Brian Robinson.
Honestly, if you're going to fire Rivera, just promote Bieniemy.
Yeah.
Coach. That's why he left.
He deserves a
Yeah.
head coaching job, I think, in my opinion. I don't see why people only want to hire him as offensive coordinator. Granted, I know he does a great, job as it, but give this man a chance.
Yeah. That's why he left Kansas, because he knew he was never going to take
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid still has a little bit left to go, especially with his team. So he wanted to, go see what else he can do, and he's proving with a team that no one really thought of anything, the Commanders. You have Sam Howell, who's leading the league in passing yards right now, and it's. I think
no one would have thought that.
Yeah.
Nope. And then the last game before we talk about the worst game of the day, the Raiders and the Jets.
You have not done this to me.
Yeah, Raiders are partying for all these wins they're getting now.
Thank you, Chris, for going with it. I appreciate that. Yeah, I agree. The Raiders barely squeaked out a win. The Jet. I love the Tyler. Oh, geez. Why am I forgetting his name? C.J. Uzama. Sorry, not Tyler Conklin. C.J. Uzama just sticking his hand up and
Conklin.
blocking away Garrett Wilson.
It was Conklin.
Oh,
Was it Conklin?
Yeah.
I thought it was Uzama.
No, it was Conklin.
Was it Conklin? Okay.
And it was good to fall into Garrett Wilson's hands.
Yeah, it was straight in Garrett Wilson's hands.
He was like, no.
He had it. If he does not have his hand up, Wilson has it.
Also, why are you putting one hand up?
I don't know. I
Why
don't.
are you looking at going, oh, I got this?
He's trying to do OBJ.
He wanted to give his best OBJ impression.
Yeah.
Dog. Stop.
You're a tight end.
You're also Tyler Conklin.
Yeah. You don't have that much luck in you.
CJ Uzama is still a better tight end, and he wasn't good for the last 2 years.
Yeah. And then to the worst game of the week, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Tennessee Titans.
You know, I was watching this game, Frank, and I remember last week saying that the Bucs were going to win. They had me in the first half, not going to lie. When it was like 3-0 for a while, I was like, oh, God. I was like, I hope Frank's okay.
And then what happened? You see our defense?
And then they shot those cannons.
Boom! Vita Vea sack. Boom! Antoine Winfield Jr. interception. Boom! Tristan Wirfs picks up the ball and runs with it. And then Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans. Boom! 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 Mike Evans, 6 receptions, 143 yards, and a touchdown. He is him. Baker Mayfield proving once again that every loss has not been on him. And you know what I've seen on the X-Files now? Everyone's starting to turn back again and saying, oh, wait a minute, Baker's good. He's been good this whole season.
Yeah.
I have no problem
Now
with
all
Baker.
of a sudden, hey guys, maybe we're a little too rough on him. Yeah, because you guys are idiots. All of you came after Brady and don't know what a good football player looks like anymore, and don't know what it looks like anymore to be in Tampa Bay. Because all these new fans, all they know is Brady.
You call them out, Frank.
I know what this is. I just want wild card. That's all I want. Yeah, I'll take the division. Maybe. We'll see.
You can beat the Saints. I believe
we
in you.
sure can. We shut down Derrick Henry. 3 points.
You did.
Our defense is back after last week, which, yes, I know, god-awful. We can't let up 39 points and let C.J. Stroud throw up 470 yards. We stopped it with Will Levis. We stopped it with D-Hop. We are the best team in the NFC, and no one can stop us. Baker's coming for you. That's my interpretation of the Bucs-Titans game. Rise up, baby. We're back in this. Never a doubt. Still fire Todd Bowles.
Still fire Todd Bowles.
What are you... We have time for
That
this?
time.
We have enough.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
If you've never played a Immaculate Grid, it's a 3x3 grid. 3 teams on the top or a stat thing. And then 3 teams on the side. But there's also a stat thing on that side today. Oh, my God. It's Weird Day.
Oh, ew.
It's disgustingly.
This is an interesting grid.
Today's grid on the top is the Seattle Seahawks, the Detroit Lions, and 5,000 plus receiving yards in their career. And then on the rows, it's the Minnesota Vikings, the New England Patriots, and first round draft pick.
Oh, my God.
So for Minnesota and 5,000 plus, you can do Stephon Diggs.
Diggs.
That's at 6%.
I was going to say T.J. Hawkinson.
You know, I just did Diggs and 6%. That kind of blew my mind.
I'm going to do Hawkinson. I feel like he's got to hit over 1,000. No, he's a tight end. I'm dumb. I'm doing it.
I think New England 5,000. You can do Juju.
Couldn't you do Randy Moss too?
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody's
everyone knows
Randy.
Okay.
Juju's not right. Do not do Juju.
Well,
Wes Welker?
Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola.
Wes Welker at 15%.
Yep, I went Wes. First round draft pick and 5,000 plus receiving yards. Sammy Watkins.
Justin Jefferson. Was he? He was first round, right?
Who?
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike Evans. Go Justin.
Go who?
Jay Jettis.
Sorry, I don't refer to Justin Jefferson as Jay Jettis.
Why? That was my fantasy name last year was Volkswagen.
No, I just get worried I'm not gonna say it right.
He got 7% for first round and 5,000.
First round draft pick.
Jahmyr
Lions.
Gibbs.
Oh, I was gonna go Aiden Hutchinson.
Sure, we can do Aiden Hutchinson.
Well, I just really like Aiden Hutchinson. I think he's an app.
11%.
Yeah.
First round draft pick, Seattle.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs was 13. Damn.
Oh. Tariq Woolen.
Was he one?
Or no, you can put Devin Witherspoon.
Yeah.
I think Witherspoon. I know there's a bunch.
Don't do Tyler Lockett. Whoops.
Patriots, Lions, Danny Amendola. I already did it, so I can't do them again. So I'll think of something else.
I'm putting Danny Amendola. 26%. Oh, you could have put Jamie Collins there too.
Perfect. Thank you so much. 11%.
How many? How much? Nice.
Pats, Seahawks.
Pats, Seahawks, Minnesota Seahawks, Minnesota Lions. Ugh. Nate Burleson.
For Minnesota Lions.
Minnesota and Detroit.
Yeah, for that one I did Hawkinson. That's a.
But I feel like
49.
Nate
Yeah.
Burleson. 4% on Nate Burleson. Give me Nate Burleson.
Wizard.
I only got one more because I got Juju wrong. Minnesota Seahawks or Seahawks Patriots?
I think there's a big name for Seahawks Patriots.
Oh no!
Ad?
No!
Really?
We've never had an ad.
Never had it on the Jeopardy music.
No. Shocking developments today. Matt Hasselbeck?
Oh yeah, for Patriots, Seahawks.
Yeah.
Nope.
I hit
guess
the wrong
not.
person anyway.
Popular Deion Branch for New England, Seattle, and Percy Harvin for Seattle, Minnesota. I forgot Percy.
Yeah, there's actually, you know what? There's not a lot of big names.
No, it's not. This has been the Blitz on 91.3 FM.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson? Yeah, that's how we like to end off the show. Saying Michael Jackson and go, yee. Chris, shout out to socials.
You can follow me on X or Twitter, whatever you still like to call it, at CJacobello17.
Find me on X at Frank561Lopez, or on the gram, the Instagram, the Insta at FrankLopez_561.
I hate X right now. Can't post a Immaculate Grid. Oh, now it did. There we go. Oh, and before we're off the air, the Buffalo Sabres have assigned forward Brandon Byro to the Rochester Americans. It's happening. You just don't know it yet. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
Kane's coming.
He's coming.
He's coming. Get the parade started, boys. Patrick Kane's coming to town.
What an announcement at the end of the show. Oh, the only thing that would make this better if Patrick Kane actually got signed during the time I look back at this. But you can find me on X at @double_D, capital WNY. And we will see you on Wednesday. Have a great day.